first round, so I haven't seen them play all day, and I haven't seen them for a while, to be completely honest. They've just kind of slipped under my radar. I know they've been scrimming with Curse here in the last couple of weeks, whenever both of us could be available, both the teams could be available. Didn't really get a chance to see many of them, but they're going to be a DreamHack. What kind of shape are they in? They are currently boot camping. They are getting ready for it. They are ready to upset. They're in the same group as Curse and someone else. I forget the second member. I think it's Mighty Midgets.
I'd have to check. I don't recall. I've actually got I've got the tab here as well. So if we look at the groups, it is Council Lodge Gaming, Giants, and Acer in Group A, and Curse, Fnatic, and Mighty Midgets in Group B. So yeah, not too bad. I can tell you what now. I mean, you mentioned you haven't seen them. I managed to cast them against Giants in round 1. Yep. RaidCall is going to be playing with them for a while. He's going to be there for a couple of months. I don't know if he's officially full-time Fnatic or not, but I know he's going to be there for a couple of months. And Harry, the team manager, was telling me that they're going to be boot camping until Christmas. So the team is going to be spending a lot of time together, a lot of time practicing and playing and trying to get to grips with one another. They played really well against Giants. As I said, they had like a 3-minute tower dive, 3 versus 1 in the top lane. They were committing to champion kills. They were playing very, very aggressive. And it was a Fnatic I'm not used to seeing. You know, they do tend to play a little bit more conservative in the early game, at least used to. And this time around they were doing well. So while we've been waffling, let's have a look at the rest of the picks. Oh, I should point out, Pekka's third and final ban was actually Lux. So they banned Lux and Nunu from IWantCookie. Fnatic, Zyra, Diana, Shen, Vayne locked in. And we're waiting for potentially their jungler or mid laner. And it looks like maybe Galio or Amumu. We'll see how that locks in. On the flip side, Ezreal, Janna, Kayle, and Xin. So Shushe, Kayle in the mid again probably.
Yeah, quite likely. They tried it in the first game with Moscow 5, didn't quite work out for them, but this isn't Moscow 5, this is Fnatic, this is different. This is Peke. Maybe you've got something else up your sleeve, Sushe, that Peke can't quite handle. Maluna is getting loud again, and he's going to go in. There we go. He's had a reminder from Angus. Thank you, Angus.
such a nice group of buddies there over in the Curse side. But let's have a look at this champion. So we see Peke has locked in Amumu, so that's obviously going to be swapped over to Cyanide in the jungle. We'll probably see Soaz rocking out Shen up in the top lane, Diana in the mid, and a Vayne Zyra combo on the bottom. And again, that's a lot of CC. You know, Moonfall, Curse of the Sad Mummy, Bandage Toss, Strangle Thorns, Grasping Roots. A lot of abilities that can lock everybody up. On the flip side, you've got a great amount of counter initiation from Janna, Jax in the top lane, Kayle in the middle, Xin'Zhao also with counter initiation in the jungle. So you've got a great initiation comp from Fnatic and a great defensive counter initiation comp, as it were, from IWantCookie.
I'll sit there and wait to see if these summoners stick through and go as they are. Peke currently sitting on a teleport, as I can see via stream. I mean, it's not unheard of to have mid laners run a teleport. It's a little bit confusing if he's going to be running Diana, but I'm sure he can switch it around once he's locked that Amumu in and still the rest of his lineup. Youngbuck hovering over that Jax is what I can see. But you've already said that's been locked in, so...
Yes, correct. So, we're into the 3 minutes. You should be able to connect and see the picks and bans for yourself. 3 Ignites for Fnatic. So as Peke and Enrated all running an Ignite. And a Flash Cleanse on RaidCall's Vayne. Summoner spells over on the other side. Cleanse Flash on Ezreal. We see Exhaust on Kayle, Ignite on Janna, and Ignite on Jax as well. So we're going to see once again Shushe with AP Kayle. And I want to have a look at his runes and masteries. 2109 in the mastery page. Flat ability power, flat magic resist, and magic penetration. So going for that really early game resist damage and resistance against Diana. Interesting page from Peke. 9, 11, 10. Indomitable, so -2 incoming damage. So I assume that's going to be for a lot of poke in the early game.
Yep.
And yeah, 9, 11, 10. So mixing it up a bit with those masteries.
There's a lot of maths involved in getting all these organised. These guys know exactly what they need to be doing, theory crafting it for a couple of hours, especially if they've been boot camping sort of thing. Trying to discuss amongst themselves and get the best possible outcome from your runes and masteries for every possible matchup. When you've got 20 options now, they can have quite a few little tips and tricks up their sleeve. So it could be that we we don't know how this matchup's going to fare right now, but if it goes badly for one side or the other, we might see the same matchup again in the next game, but with different runes and masteries, and that can change the game beyond anything that most people realize. Because at this level of play, I mean, these guys are so evenly matched. There's a lot of other things to take into account, and runes and masteries make big differences.
Yeah, it's such a big change, especially just those early games, just how those first engagements actually take place and the differences between 20, 30 HP and death. I mean, look at Mover's Janna, 113-16 in his rune page. Or masteries rather. Runes, just flat magic resist armor and GP10. So, real interesting. And the game is going to get a complete shake-up in the next couple of weeks because there's going to be almost a complete rework on the masteries pages. New ones being added, moving around some abilities. I believe the spell vamp and lifesteal is going to be combined into one, but put in the utility page as opposed to offense. So whatever we know right now, we're going to have to relearn later. And look at Cyanide, 6% spell vamp with his jungle Amumu, and that makes sense. Tears, tantrum, get the life and get the sustain.
Yeah, keep yourself going. I mean, he's already fairly tanky, he's fairly strong, fairly fast, and if he can keep himself sustained going on that, then then he's gonna just stay in that jungle for a little bit longer. Extinct is sneaky having a look at Peke's masteries and declared that he's just copying Extinct. Everyone's just copying Extinct's masteries.
Well, fair enough. If it works, why not?
Yeah. Live and learn.
Exactly. So we need to decide in this grand final game number 1 who is going to be victorious based on their skin, and I have to give it to IWantCookie because they have victorious Janna, and that was the word I used in the description.
It's a nice way to go, but unfortunately Sushi letting the side down with no border. Where's your border, Sushi?
Yeah, what is up with that? Previous
I don't
Smurf
remember him losing his elos or the likes.
Probably Smurf account. This is probably some Smurf account that wasn't the right level or something like that. I'm sure. Well, let me get my overlays up and running. In theory, I've got them correct, which I do. Fnatic versus IWantCookie 0-0. I don't know if IWantCookie have a what's the word I'm looking for? A team logo just yet, but if they do, I don't have it, unfortunately.
I saw one was generated for. I can't remember what it is. It was just the cookie monster and a cookie with I want stuck on it. It might actually be on this PC. Let's see.
Alright, if it is, I'll definitely have to get it at some point. But Fnatic were very aggressive in game number 1 of the tournament that I've seen. As I mentioned, they moved all the way up to blue buff. Exactly the same. N-rated was actually lagging a little bit behind. They placed a buff at blue and went back to their own red. So we'll see if they mimic that. Over on the flip side, IWantCookie very, very aggressive and very deep themselves, but at this rate, nobody's going to find anybody.
No, very uneventful start so far. But they are both roaming around as 5-man groups. If they are going to find each other at all, it's going to be one big explosive burst of action. So we'll wait and watch as the guys from Fnatic do start to head over towards where IWantCookie are hiding. There's a ward in the bottom of this for IWantCookie. As soon as Fnatic come out of here, they're going to be seen. And if Mover completes this recall before that happens, it's going to be 5v4 in favor of Fnatic. There's the recalls coming down, but no, they cancel him in time. Soaz going to lead the charge in. The stun coming out from Youngbuck. Amazing going down very low. Soaz immediately has to back away. The ignite signal on him. Cyanide's been exhausted. He's coming back in though. Soaz as the ignite running off. He's going very low. Still no casualties just yet. Just a lot of health missing for everyone. Becky getting some water attacks off. Crescent Strike goes in. Mover so low. Does drop first blood for Vayne. Reckles picking that one up, and everyone now suddenly very low for IWantCookie. Amazing is on it. The snare goes in. Youngbuck fouls his flash. He's going to drop to Rated. No, he leaves it for Reckles. They're still chasing onto Ice Fantasy, and Amumu's coming around the top side. Sushi though is back and safe under his turret, and Rated has not given up this chase. He's trying to throw over the wall, does just about, but Ice Fantasy sees it coming and backs away off to the wrong side of that little pathway.
And you gotta feel with a 3-0 advantage, 2-0-1 on Vayne. Gonna recall pick up probably double Dorans. That's one. Let's see where the second one goes or what he decides to do. Just enough gold. There you go. Double Doran's Blades at 2.5 minutes. Massive advantage and start to this game. And Rated is still hanging around. He's got that Grasping roots out. We'll see if he can time this for the steal. If he steals this from Xin, that is going to be huge. And he does! Oh. He steals it! What? Phenomenal, phenomenal play there from Enrated. He's going to run into a Janna, put some damage down, but with a blue buff. And does he have enough gold for GP10 yet? 652, maybe not. Actually, he may be giving it away. Take a look at this. RaidCall is now rejoined. RaidCall may be picking up a third kill of the game. Decides to go back and try save Enrated. In the background, Shen picks up the kill. Now RaidCall is going to start chasing. If Xin goes down, that's going to be a blue buff and a kill. RaidCall accidentally shoots Move. It resets the silver bolts. Flash. Third kill for RaidCall. Killing spree at 3 minutes. Now chasing down into movement. Silver bolts goes out. One more auto attack. RaidCall is going to pick up his 4th kill of the game. Blue buff. 750 kills. 4-0 to Vayne. A game where, you know, Vayne is weak in the early, and now you've given them that. Is it too early to call GG, Panks?
No, it's not too early to call GG. RaidCall is also about to be given a red buff here from Cyanide. He's just going to counter jungle that from Xin. Xin has got no buffs. He's had no XP. Actually, Cyanide does take it, but there's no buff, no XP. RaidCall is 4-0-2. I'm sorry, but the way this game snowballs, the situation we're in this meta at the moment, that's game over. Like, Fnatic are way too far ahead. Okay, we're going to wait another 10-15 minutes to let the farm go up, but by the time we have a first fight, RaidCall is going to be that much further ahead of everyone. It's just going to be too much. There is no way that I can see IWantCookie clawing back this disadvantage without Fnatic playing terribly. And again, at this level of play, that doesn't happen.
Okay, so let's have a look at how these lanes are matching up. First and foremost, we got Diana versus Jax in the top lane, and I think that plays into Pekke's favor. I think, you know, low level without items, Diana should have the advantage against Jack. Look at RaidCall just through the wall with that cheeky attack. In the mid lane, we've got Shushay and Movert coming up against RaidCall in Enrated, and in the bottom lane, we've got Ice Fantasy taking on Soaz. Up in the top lane, as I'm saying, Pekke should have the advantage. Young Buck proves me wrong and forces him down with a whole bunch of auto attacks. But great play. Condemn not leveled up just yet from RaidCall, so he couldn't get the stun. In the bottom lane, a damage HP proc. That was for Kayle. And Soaz out dueling Fantasy. Fnatic are really in the driving seat right now.
They are, and Enrated even cancelling recalls and forcing move at low as Pekke is going into Young Buck. The Crescent Strike has landed. The Ignite's already taking one more auto attack. It doesn't even need it. The Ignite tick is there. It's enough, and Pekke walks away with his life. There's no jungler in sight to stop it, so he's just going to keep farming anyway. Move it now forced off his turret as Enrated lands a snare. RaidCall are going to come forward. He's got the blue buff. There's an Ignite comes down from Enrated, and RaidCall goes unstoppable at 5 minutes. 5 kills in 5 minutes. RaidCall. There were people in chat complimenting, calling him the best AD in Europe right now. Do you need any more proof? This guy's amazing and really underrated, I'm not gonna lie.
And I completely missed the kill in the bottom lane. Soaz and Cyanide diving the tower, level 4 respectively. They land the stun, they land the taunt, and it was enough to pick up the kill. Unfortunately, just too much. Look at that bandage toss onto Amazing. He's gonna use Audacious Charge. Turret aggro has been picked up by Cyanide once again. Soaz and Cyanide dancing and juking. If they get some crowd control up, Amazing may be giving up the 10th kill of the game at 6 minutes. Bandage toss lands. Auto attack from Shen. He picks up the kill. You know, Howling Gale manages to catch Soaz, but it's like, well, what's the point? That's not going to do anything. Vayne has enough money in the bank to pick up a BF sword, and will most likely be doing that. 10-1. IWantCookie maybe being caught out a little bit, and just giving away way more than they should have.
10-1 at 6 minutes. I don't even know how to analyze and go into this sort of thing. It just doesn't happen. There's nothing more to it. IWantCookie, there's no other way to say it. I've just been playing appallingly to start with. Fnatic really did make the most of it. Young Buck forced to pop his stun in the top lane, gets nothing from it. And Rated though does screw up that snare actually, but he's going to get some more damage down to move it, forces him into the bottom lane. Ice Fanty's there enough to support him, but just that alone, that's there. The fact that Enrated could be where he was there, standing and waiting for Mover to come and ward Dragon, shows that Vayne needs so little help. Enrated's now picking up the CS while Vayne's at base. They don't need to do any saving, they don't need to freeze it under turret, they don't need to try and hold it in place, keep their AD and get as much farm as possible. She just put back what Ninja Tabby bought Zeal outright. That's a 13, 14, 15 minute Vayne build. It's 7 minutes in.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing that IWantCookie have, because it's going to be able to stand up to that.
The mobility it's going to give, the critical strike it's going to give, absolutely everything is just playing into RaidCall's favor so well. I'm keeping an eye on this top lane. Peke, level 7 to Young Bucks level 5. Look at the farm, 45 CS for Peke to 27 on Shushay. But now as I say that, let's see whether or not Peke can get in trouble. Stand United comes out, look at the damage onto Amazing. Immediately forced back, a very nice stun from Young Buck, cancels that aggression. But, you know, just Peke could have effectively 1 versus 2 with the amount of damage he put down onto Xin.
Amazing hasn't left though. Fnatic keeping their harassment down onto the pair of these. Peke a little bit lower mana. And Raiti does find Mover again, but Rekkles is here with him in the mid lane. And there's a killing spree as Cyanide helps it out. 3-on-1. Poor little victorious Janna. War hero Janna, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's Victorious Janna, if I recall correctly, or was it War Janna? But yeah, nonetheless, up in the top lane, a little bit of damage going back and forth. Peke misses that Crescent Strike. He doesn't really have a whole lot of mana for a huge number of combos. We do see a taunt. We're going to see at least 1 kill in the top lane. Now I'm going to flash down to the bottom really quickly. Ice Fantasy manages to juke past the snare, but eats a stun. 6-0-3 RaidCall. 13-1 is the kill score at 9 minutes in. The top tower is most likely going to... Well, no, it's not going to go down. They don't have the damage just yet. But at the minute, it's just, you know, 7,000 gold lead at 9 minutes. I don't think I have ever seen a lead this high in professional League of Legends in the time that I've been watching.
No, I can agree with you on that one. I mean, this is Fnatic saying, okay, you want to fight as level 1? Well, we're going to do it properly. This is how you do it properly. We've got on our advantage, and now we're going to press it. And they've just been constantly pressing it further and further in towards the throat of IWantCookie. Cyanide popping his ult in that mid lane. Flash taunt coming out from Soet. Does pick up Mover. As you see him, Rated coming across. Bandage shot from Cyanide. Should finish off that kill. He does get it with an auto attack. And now Suche dropping down in the mid lane to end Rated. He's not even... Oh, he did just hit 6, but it was not worth the cost of an ultimate. I lie. My bad. He did use ultimate. I'm making stuff up now.
Yeah, unbelievable. What?
That's a forfeit.
Oh! Well, I disconnected, reconnected.
Yeah, it was Suche DCing. Yeah, he just came straight out and went back in. So that was DC'd after the engage and Rated. Yeah. Just being honourable with the kill as RaidCall goes godlike down in the bottom lane.
Yep, godlike already. I also felt that was a bit strange because Suche just stood there. After he got caught in the Stranglethorns, he just stopped. He didn't attack, he didn't focus the champions, didn't try to run, so a bit disappointing about their disconnect. I also know that coming into the game, Suche was talking about connection issues with his line. Look, it's something to deal with, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to make excuses here, but that's what happened in that particular instance.
That's the first time we've seen it. That's not what gave
exactly. You know, that was the first time we've seen it. RaidCall now has enough money to either finish the Phantom Dancer or pick up a BF sword, and he's done it. Phantom Dancer, Ninja Tabi, double Dorans at 10 minutes 30. 10 minutes 30. I mean, what do you do? Up in the top lane, Peke is going to get jumped on. Manages to flash to safety. Amazing almost goes in for the kill. Takes 1 tower hits, and I feel if Peke had landed that Crescent Strike, maybe would have thought about pushing further. But you know what? 10,000 gold lead at 10 minutes. You've got to say, game 1 in this best of 3. Call it a game, give it up, and move on to the next match.
16-1. Suche still coming up top. They want to do something here. Youngblood now coming past the turret. Mover's in here as well. There's the Shen coming down onto Cyanide. Oh, Luna rush over the wall. Beautiful play from Peke picking up that kill onto Jax. RaidCall goes legendary as he kills Mover, and now Suche is in a horrible position. Running past this tier 2 turret. Does flash a bandage toss, which had already missed actually. Can he get through this for the execute though? Has the damage been done? Cyanide, no, he misses the ult as well. And it's an execute. Suche played it beautifully. As a collection of lol comes out in chat, and I do believe a selection of good luck have funs as well. Not good luck have funs, yeah. GG, well played. Everyone agreeing that's game over. Surrender. Game is ended with that result. But well, there's no contest. Fnatic win game 1.
11 minutes